Guys, I really feel like fucking shit. I have broken ribs and I have a fucking concussion, and they're like, here's a Z-Pak, Phil. And I'm like, fuck. Okay, I take the Z-Pak, I can't sleep. Here's another Z-Pak. I take the Z-Pak, I shit my pants in the ring. I'm like, what the fuck? You know? And then after all that, they gave me an even stronger antibiotic. And I'm like, all right, I'll take this. Maybe it'll make me feel better. It made me feel worse. I had fucking goddamn diarrhea for like 3 weeks, you know?
That's just diarrhea.
Oh man, was I nervous I was going to shit again. I was like, this is going to be my new gimmick. You know what I mean? Vince is going to be like, you're going to get all white gear.
Oh God.
You know? I was going to be like Bastion Booger. So, I mean, everything fucking comes to a head, and I'm still motivated. It's Royal Rumble season, and I know Batista's coming back, and I know the main event is Batista versus Randy Orton, but I'm still that kid that was in the car with you driving to fucking Pittsburgh and Philly and IWA, and I'm like, I'm gonna change their minds. I'm gonna have this awesome Royal Rumble, and they're gonna be like, God damn, all right, Punk needs to be in the main event. He hasn't been in the main event, you know. I remember watching Foley's DVD, and they interviewed Vince, and Vince was like, I thought it was a shame that he didn't have his WrestleMania moment before he retired, so I coaxed him out of retirement and put him in the main event. So I saw that, and I was like, well, motherfucker, I'm still here. I'm not retired yet. And, well, my hard work's going to shine through, and I'm going to wow them with my fucking my fancy pro wrestling skills, and they'll realize that Randy Orton versus Batista would be a big stinker of a fucking match for a main event of WrestleMania 30. And I wrestled like that day. I showed Doc that thing on my back, which was now purple and the size of a fucking baseball,
and had teeth. And, like,
and he went, "Does it hurt?" And I went, "Yeah, actually, it hurts like a motherfucker." And like the waistband of my tights was like right on it, so like I was aware of it constantly, and it was so big that I felt like if I bumped on it, it would burst.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like I can't pop it. It's not like a fucking zit or anything. And he's like, "Well, I'd cut it out now, but you know, you got to wrestle in the Rumble. I'd probably want to get you on some antibiotics before I put." And I went, "Motherfucker, I've been on antibiotics since November. What are you doing? Just cut it right now." He won't do it. He just wouldn't do it. I didn't get it. So I got to do this shit. I got to wrestle in the Rumble. I'm number one, and I'm getting thrown out right at the end. And I didn't really give too much thought. You know, you can say a lot of things, and like a lot of people will take things out of context or how they want. Like I could say I wasn't thrilled about wrestling Kane, and people will take that like, oh, he hated wrestling Kane. I love wrestling Glenn. I got along with him. Nobody ever has a bad thing to say about him. The matches were fucking easy. It's just I'd done it so many times. I wanted to do something new, you know. I wrestle in the fucking Rumble. Kofi goddamn Kingston fucking tells me, I'm asking everybody, I'm going to everybody, hey, when you come in, do this. You know, tell me what you're going to do. I'll feed for you. That fucking Rusev guy, he was fucking scared to death of me. And I was like, dude, this is your first impression. You have to do something. He's like, okay, I'll come over to the corner and stomp you. I was like, no, you have to fucking pick me up and fucking do something. We're in Gorilla, and I go, look around you. I go, none of these motherfuckers care about you. They don't care about you. They hope you don't fucking succeed. They don't give a shit about your fucking push. You have to fucking make your moments count. And because you think I'm CM Punk, like I don't want to fucking do anything with you, beat the shit out of me. Do a cool move to me. Just tell me what you're going to fucking do. Don't just kick me in the fucking corner. I'm going to be the biggest, star-wise, I'm going to be the biggest guy in the ring. You have to do something to me because everyone's going to be like, ooh, ah, whatever. Same thing with Kofi. He's like, hey, I'm going to come in. You're going to be in the ring. I'm going to do my little roll in the ring, which I never knew how he did. I thought it was like the most athletic thing ever, where he can jump from the floor and roll through the bottom and the middle rope and somersault and come up and clothesline me. Mm-hmm. Concussion City. I didn't want to tell him afterwards. I don't even know if I did. So Kofi, for listening to this, I love you. It's okay. Fucking boom. I flat back.
So Jewish, by the way.
I flat back. Well, hanging out with you. Yeah. It's so okay. I flat back, and I'm just fucking rocked. I'm out of it.
Number 12, 13.
So I roll under the fucking corner, and I motion to Doc, and I go, I have a concussion. And he was like, what do you want me to do? And I started laughing, and I was just like, Doctor, you are the most worthless piece of shit I've ever met in my entire life.
I agree, but I don't agree. But like, what does he do?
But this is miserable. This is miserable fucking Phil Brooks you're talking about.
Okay.
So he goes, "Do you want me to tell somebody?" I said, "No, I'm just going to sit here for a minute. I'm going to collect my wits, and I'll go do my shit." Next thing I know, one of the refs is like, "Kane's out here. He's going to pull you out early." And my knee-jerk reaction from 15 plus years of being a pro wrestler was, "Fuck you. I'm finishing this match. If Kane touches me, I'm going to fucking quit." You know? So then poor Glenn's out there and like he's like shirtless wearing like business slacks.
Corporate
and he's like
Kane.
crouching down and the camera's not trying to shoot him and like it was chaos. But then eventually we did the angle. He chokeslammed me through the fucking thing. And I walked in back and Doc was there and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Cut this fucking thing out of me right now. Like whatever the fuck this is, cut it out of me. Like I feel like fucking shit. I've had a fever for weeks. I'm fucking green when I look at myself on television, you know," and he won't do it because now he's like, "Oh, it's a concussion. It's this, it's that, blah, blah, blah." And that night, man, driving to Cleveland, I couldn't sleep. I was just fucking laying there in bed. And, you know, I look over and, you know, I know I'm marrying this woman. I haven't asked her yet, but like I know. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I had a big moment of clarity. You know, and then I went to